Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money. With your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 1137 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today we got a ground floor opportunity for you. We're going to talk about ChatGPT Ads. Brand new thing just coming out. All right, hope you didn't miss episode 1136. That was YouTube community posts. This is a very underutilized part of YouTube that can up your game a little bit on your YouTube action, maybe 10%. One of the former YouTube employees talked about that on a podcast, and I did a whole episode on it. So anytime you want to get to a back episode, you go to screwthecommute.com/ and then the episode number. YouTube community posts was 1136. And pick up a copy of my automation ebook at screwthecommute.com/automate free. Version 3.0 is the latest, but I'm halfway done with version 4.0, which is going to just add to 3.0. So you may as well take 3.0 now, and when you see 4.0 come out, grab it too. All right, check out my mentor program, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, and my school, imtcva.org, certified to operate by Chev. Okay, so we got a ground floor opportunity for you that's not saturated. And this is not opposite to my practice of using what we call dull edge technology. All right, I don't usually jump on bandwagons until all the bugs are out and so forth. This is a little bit different. Advertising is all over. Just about every platform has an advertising thing, and they know how to run it, and it works, and so forth. Doesn't mean you'll make money doing it, okay? But the problem is they all started out simple, and I jumped all over it and made money with ads. And then they kept adding new features to target more precisely and all these different things you could do with them. And unless you were an agency that worked it every day, you couldn't figure it out anymore. I kind of quit because it got too complicated. And I mean, there was times when I would be working on the ad interface, like this, I think they call ad managers, in these different places, Facebook and everything. I'd be working on it one day, and the next day I'd come back. Literally next day, and everything was moved around. And this happened over and over and over again. It wasn't just one time. All right. So it was very difficult. But I made a lot of money by being there in the early days when it wasn't so massively difficult to operate. So that's where we are with ChatGPT ads. We're right at the beginning within a matter of weeks. And they pretty much start out the same way as the other ones, and they have the same format. Virtually all ad platforms have what they call the campaign, and then ad groups, and then ads. Campaigns are like the big umbrella. Like in my case, the example we'll use today is I'm promoting my school, the Internet Marketing Training Center of Virginia. It's a distance learning school and certified to operate. It's, the whole bit, it's got all the creds. So that would be the campaign. All right, I'm going to promote the school. The ad groups, by the way, you can use what I'm telling you right now in all the different ad platforms. Ad groups are specific targeting under this campaign. So one would be homeschool parents. One would be small business owners. It's different things that I would say to a homeschool parent that's thinking about, and their kids thinking about, what do we do next after homeschooling, high school graduation, say? For the small business owners, thinking completely different. So the ads would be different. Everything would be different. So ad groups are who you're targeting, and also the budget you're willing to spend. And then the next level under that is the ads for that particular ad group. So the ads that I'll create for homeschoolers would be different from people, retirees or small business owners or whoever I'm targeting next, or first responders and police and things like that. See? So all of those are different ad groups with different ads under them. So it's campaign, ad group, which you can have all you want, and then ads for that particular ad group, which is probably going to be different. Currently, though, the daily budget is a minimum of $25. And they don't have what they call conversion tracking yet. So you can bid on, you pay when they deliver a conversion. A conversion might be somebody books a phone call, so those kinds of things are conversions. But right now, it's basically clicks. It's pay per click, get them to go somewhere. And all you have to do to prepare for this is to have a link where you want them to go, create a headline, 50 characters or less, and a description of 100 characters or less, and a square image at least 256 by 256 pixels. Well, that's low resolution. You probably want a nicer one than that, and anything you create is going to probably be nicer than that. Now, the cool part is you can get ChatGPT to create the ad for you. All right. So I went over to regular ChatGPT and I said, hey, I'm going to put an ad in your ad platform. I'm going to target homeschool parents and thinking about, you're basically putting a prompt in. They're thinking about what their kid's going to do after high school, homeschooled high school. And I need several headlines and several descriptions to test in your ad platform along with a square image. And so it kicked out headlines like, before you spend $100,000 on college, look at this. That's a headline. Another headline, not every successful career starts with a 4-year college. So it kicked out a bunch of headlines. And so you can, in your ad group, have a whole bunch of different ads with different headlines and different images, and the tests, this is very typical advertising thing where you run ads against each other and then stop the ads that aren't performing and keep the ones that are. So I could have the same image with 10 different headlines, different descriptions, different images. You can test all kinds of stuff, and you cut off the ones that aren't working and keep the ones that are. Now, with that cost per click, as of today, when we're doing this, like I said, the minimum daily budget is $25, and the cost per click is anywhere from $0 to $100, I think. But in the box, the default is $3.50 per click. And then to the right of that, there's a meter that says, okay, for $3.50, you'll get very strong delivery. They'll deliver your ad to a lot of people. And basically, it's going to show up at the bottom of the answer to somebody's query on ChatGPT. And it'll be the headline, the description, and the image. So if you put the cost per click down to like $2 or something, a red thing comes up that says may not deliver at all. Now, this is kind of funny because all of the other programs that started out advertising would do this. They would suggest a large amount of money per click, but only charge you for the highest, if you were a higher bidder than somebody else. And typically we could reduce the bid quite a bit and it would still deliver. And then if it didn't deliver at all, you would up the bid a little bit. Most of it was still way below their suggested bid. All right. So they want to make money off you, see? And I haven't seen any evidence that they reduce the click cost if nobody else is bidding. I haven't seen evidence of that yet. This is a highly emerging field, right? But anyway, it's not saturated, so you likely would be one of the few people that are advertising in your particular niche, all right? And then it doesn't just randomly show your ad. It shows it to the people interested in what you told them when you set up the ad group. Like, for instance, I put in homeschooling, school at home, homeschool instead of homeschooling, although it's probably smart enough to put those two together. But anything with regard to homeschooling is what I put in. Now, I haven't run the ad yet. I'm just telling you about this. This is so new. So one of the big differences is between this and all the other ad platforms, besides it being simple now, is that when you put in the box of who you're targeting or who should be interested in your ad, it's AI already. You're right in the AI thing. So they want you to keep advertising. So it's very likely they're going to show your ad to the people most likely to respond. Over time, when you put in a new ad, nobody knows, you don't have any track record yet. But most of the other places make you pick a specific thing out of a list. Like, I want business owners in Boise, Idaho, something like that, where this is showing ads to people where you or that should be interested in whatever you tell them it's about. But it's smart enough to expand that and then watch to see which is working better for you, because they want it to work better for you so that you keep advertising. All right. So that makes sense. So anyway, that's a brand new thing just happening. You can go to ads.openai.com and just sign up for an account, and look what I'm telling you. It costs you nothing to do that. I don't think you even put your credit card in until after you create a campaign. All right. So check it out. But it's not oversaturated now. And like I said, I remember being able to make money when these new ad platforms came out in the beginning, and then it got harder and harder and harder over time. So this is the place now in 2026 where you have a new ad platform that's probably going to go crazy shortly. So I'd say jump on it now if you do advertise any of your stuff, and give it a shot. Okay, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Check out my mentor program, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, and my school at imtcva.org. Certified to operate by SCHEV, the State Council on Higher Education in Virginia, but you don't have to be in Virginia because it's quality distance learning. All right, we'll catch you on the next episode. See you later.